Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James and the LA Los Angeles Lakers are in the NBA Finals, taking out the series 4-1. Got Joe Money McCarr, Nick Bam Boylan. Let's get stuck into it. Joe, how did the Lakers seal the series?
The Lakers tonight really got impressive play from both LeBron and Anthony Davis, and both of them just had tremendous games. LeBron just really showcasing why in year 17 he's still the greatest player in the league. 38-point triple double, I believe he finished with. On top of that, AD was finishing over defenders, making tough jumpers, hitting timely threes as he's been doing all series. And he's just been a perfect complement to LeBron. And we see that even though coming into the season, the depth of the Lakers was like a huge question, it hasn't been as big of a question as we thought it would be. So we saw guys tonight like Dwight Howard stepped up. Caruso, I thought in that first half was very impressive. Really, just he might be a meme, but he's a decent player. Let's admit he knows when to cut. He could hit a jumper. He knows how to run in fast break. He throws lobs to LeBron. He finishes in transition. So I think you got to give those guys credit, along with Rondo. I thought Rondo, his veteran presence, and in addition, playoff Rondo, as we know, is a real thing. So with all those factors combined, I thought it was tough for Denver to stop them. But you got to give Denver props. They've been playing great for about a month now. But also props to the Lakers going back to the first finals since 2010.
It's a big, big moment for NBA basketball tonight, ladies and gents. Nick, Joe alluded a little bit to the Nuggets. Tell us a little bit more about their performance tonight.
Well, guys, I think that the amount of games, the amount of comebacks the Nuggets had to make caught up with them, I think, a little bit tonight, which is maybe one too many mountains to climb for Denver. The early foul trouble for Jokic was a really big one in changing sort of the direction of the game. He picked up his third foul with 9 minutes left only in the second quarter, and it really stunted Denver's ability to sort of get any momentum going. And anytime they looked like they might get on a run with Jokic helping out, he'd pick up a foul, he'd have to go to the bench, and things would take a different look with Mason Plumlee out there, who wasn't too bad compared to some previous games. I'll give Plumlee some credit there. But then, the Joker picked up his fifth foul midway through the fourth, and that seemed to be the death knell for the Nuggets a little bit there. Jokic finished with 20 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists. Not a bad game by any means for him, but those fouls really got him out of any sort of flow that he could get going. And particularly talking about struggling with the flow, it was really hard to see Jamal Murray really hobbled today. I think we hate seeing that, particularly after he's had a real coming out party in these NBA playoffs this year and right throughout the bubble. He's really taken everybody's attention, and he really struggled with looked like a hamstring injury. Just couldn't get any jump through his legs. He still finished with 19 points, but on 7 of 18 shooting, 0-4 from deep, and it was hard to watch at some stages. But he kept fighting just like that Nuggets team did. Denver got some really good looks from downtown, I thought, in the early stages of the game, but they finished 8 of 30 from deep. Guys like Jeremy Grant really struggled with his shot early. But in saying that, Jeremy Grant's play is what kept them in that game, in that second half, when they made that big third quarter run after the Dwight Howard and Paul Millsap scuffle, which led to a flagrant foul being called on Dwight Howard there. It seemed to energize the Nuggets a little bit. Grant had 14 points in that quarter and really helped the Nuggets close after it looked like they were dead in the water at one stage. Both Paul Millsap and Grant really were the driving forces, with Murray and Jokic struggling to get into the game, whether it was foul trouble or with Murray's injury as well. Porter had 10 points as well, but the Lakers and LeBron were just really too good late when it mattered. Every time the Nuggets made a comeback and looked like they were going to pull close, King James did what King James does.
One final question before we end this one, lads. Joe, do you think the Denver Nuggets will be a championship contender going into the 2021 season?
Championship contender, I'm going to say no, but I think they're still up there with the best in the West, and they could contend and possibly finish with the Western Conference Finals appearance like this season.
Okay, Nick?
It's going to be a big off-season for them. Jack, you mentioned that Jeremy Grant's probably played himself out of being affordable for a lot of other teams, like your Brooklyn Nets, and same with you, Joe. Whether Denver can get him back at by any means necessary, I think he's really important for what they do. That'll be a big, decide build on these playoffs and really turn it into a spectacular season, then I see no reason why they can't be up there contending amongst the Western Conference best.
Absolutely. They're a fun team to watch. We hope that they are up there. They've got a nice young core going forward. Jokic only 25, Jamal Murray only 23, and, Michael Population Control Porter Jr. We'll see how he goes as well going forward. Lads, it's been a pleasure covering this series with you. We'll keep on going with the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow, and then the finals will be upon us in a matter of days.